hope you're having a great day today. All right, today's video is going to be one to help encourage you to get your homes in shape, right? You can watch videos that say, yes, just do one thing, do these things, but to like start going is always good, but after a while, it's really easy to lose that momentum. So what I'm gonna do every single week for this entire 2020 is I am going to challenge you to clean out, declutter, deep clean, or go through different areas of your home. Things that do not take that long of time. I'm filming and doing it, and it's taking me less than an hour to go through my areas. It might take you a little bit longer because you might have little kids. You might have way more of a mess, but you're starting with something. And so through this video here, you can start doing it while I'm doing mine. And you can just start cleaning up, or you can say, okay, later today I've marked off from 1 to 1:30. Everybody's taking a nap, the house is quiet, and I am going to work on this next area, or whatever time you want to choose in your life, or a Saturday, I'm going to take it 2 hours during a Saturday. And this is what I'm going to do, is work on the decluttering with Amy. It's our basic homemaking. We want to get our homes back in shape. We want to get them to be a place that you enjoy coming home to. We want it to be a place that your husband enjoys coming home to, that your kids love to go to, that you love to go to, and you don't feel like it's so overwhelming. So we are only on week 2 because it's only the second week of January here. And what we did last week was our drawers. So you can look back below. I'll put a playlist. It's only gonna have 2 videos in it, but we will have more by the end of the year. And it's gonna have all the videos so you can work through all the different areas of your home. If you don't have, like, some things you might say, I don't have any drawers in my kitchen. Well, then that's okay, then you skip that week, yay. But there's some, like, you might have plastic drawers, and I'm not gonna be cleaning up my plastic drawer cupboard because it's a cupboard that's up on top. So I'm just doing what's good in my household, and you can follow along and do it in your own household. So last week we did our drawers. Your drawers should remain somewhat clean. So for myself, like, I have multiple other people putting towels away, putting dishes away, and my drawers can get really messed up easily. So I know, like, yesterday I looked in my towel drawer. Remember, I had all the white towels in there, and I put the rags all on the bottom, and then I had like a couple extra nice ones I had in back. Well, someone had came through and put out some rags in the drawer, and I was like, and put some of my white ones in the bottom, and I'm like, no. I'm like, all the white ones go up here because I know what I'm doing. And I said, see these, how they have rips? Those are going to the rag drawer. And so, like, these drawers right now, if you open up my drawers right now, this is current opening, okay, right away, I see a spatula over here. I put all my spatulas here. Here's a spatula. This goes here. But everything else is pretty, everything else is all cleaned up. I've checked my junk drawers, and I saw somebody threw something in there, so I grabbed it out right away and put it away. That's how you keep up on them, so that you're not going making a mess over and over because you keep putting things away. So that's a good way. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna do my lower half cabinets. This depends on what you want to do in your house. I'm just gonna do them that way. So I figured if I do all my cabinets, that's a lot of organizing today, and I want to keep this short for you guys, and I want to keep it so that it's manageable for you. So focus on your lower half cabinets. So I'm gonna go down on my floor, and I'm gonna go through my cabinets and show you what I have for mine to go through. First, I'm gonna go get me a rag, a Norwex rag with some water to clean out the drawers. Okay, we're gonna spend our time on the floor here. So I'm coming down here. One of the greatest things I did in my older home, we had a super small kitchen. When you are, and I had to be very, like, careful of how I set everything up because I didn't have a lot of room. So when you're setting up your kitchen, how you want it to go, like right now I know I have that empty drawer I can put something in. You want to try to kind of group your stuff together with what makes sense in your home. So for instance, my dishwasher is over here. Turning over here. Over here. So now when we put dishes away, if I had little kids, I would try to keep my dishes like in a lower cabinet so they easily put them away. But I have all older ones. It works out. Like in my old house, I had a bottom cupboard that they put all their plates and spoons. It was plastic and stuff away because it was easy for them. I didn't want to reach about the cupboard. Now my kids are all taller and older, so all of our dishes, for regular dishes, go up on top. They go directly from the sink to the dishwasher or on the rack or the towel, and they all get put up there, all our plates and bowls and cups in one cupboard. It makes it easier to put the silverware away. Now, I could have silverware over there as well, but these drawers are bigger. That's the way my home is set up. So we just come over here and put these away. So now for my cupboards on the bottom, what I would recommend is kind of grouping things together. Like if you do a lot of baking, have a cupboard just for baking. you know, have a cupboard just for your pans, have ones for your pots, things like that. So for me, this right here used to be my plastic cupboard, okay? So when I opened it, there was 10,000 plastic plates, bowls everywhere, and I was like, oh my goodness, usually most of the time it was a mess. I realized I don't need this humongous cupboard for plastic because I usually just use those little plastic bowls, and I have a couple big plastic containers, but that's all we use, and I use plastic bags. So I have revamped my cabinet. So under here, what I did for my cupboard, now again, I don't have a ton of space, and we have a large family, and we do have a lot of things. And so these are some things that I have in my home. Now, back in the day, I never would have had glass serving plates. I would have never even had serving plates because I had so many kids and they just got broken. But what we're doing now is we've moved around a whole lot as well too. So I wasn't able to keep a lot of nice dishes because like I had to just have the basics of what we used every day. And every day we didn't use platters to entertain with. We didn't use bowls and serving bowls and egg plates. I didn't need a deviled eggs tray. Just didn't need those kind of things. But what is happening is we're here in our home forever, which is awesome, and I can have these kind of dishes, so I do have them. Do you need them? No. You can serve, like if you make hard-boiled eggs, put them on a plate. That works just as fine too, but these were ones that were gifts. These ones I got at Goodwill. These I got for product review. So that is why I have these now. And so it's good for us to have for our parties because we do have a lot of entertaining that we do. So I do like having these. I had at one time a plastic divider for like fruit and vegetables, and that was awesome. Well, then I got it at Goodwill, and my kids I think had dropped in, so it cracked in that. And so I do have these nice ones that I do keep for occasions and holidays, things like that. So this is like my cupboard that nobody goes into, and for good reasons, because it's glass and this will get busted. And so what I do, I realized there's a whole bunch more of these missing. I need to find those. Hold on. Okay, found them. See, I move things a lot. My kids are like, Mom, stop moving. And so that would be why it's hard to find. I like to keep this as my glass cupboard because I can get to it, but I don't really need to get to it. Now, when Ashlyn had her wedding, we did a buffet. And so I wanted to find kind of serving platters. And I was like, what can I use? Well, I ended up getting these. These are Crate and Barrel. I guess they're sushi trays. I didn't know they're sushi trays, but I use them to put crackers on and different foods. And so I do keep these because we use these all the time for serving. Let me put these back. Don't come to them all the time, but we do for holidays, birthdays, things like that. Then I bought these at one time, these little ramekin. I bought some of these at Goodwill. Then I realized they were so cheap on Amazon, like $1 a bowl, and I was buying them for $1 at Goodwill. So I bought these, and the kids were making their own little egg cups in the microwave. And so I was like, okay, those are good, but then they stopped making them in the microwave. And so I've had these, and it was one of those things where I'm like, do I keep them and do I not? Well, we do use these. And because I'll show you when we get to our upper cupboards, I bought those small plastic bowls because sometimes they have applesauce or fruit or something little that I need for instead of like having the big bowls. But the plastic ones have broken, and you can't put those in the microwave. So I've come to accumulate these, and I ended up buying smaller ones. I would like them more this size, but I didn't want to waste my money. So I keep these in here. I do realize they're all over here because it's where I used to keep them again. My kids are all just misinformed. All right, so these, I think I bought 2 at Goodwill, so they are bigger. These ones I bought on Amazon, and they're a little bit smaller, but they still work. And I do keep the bigger ones because we use these for dips, things like that. So I will keep those in here because I don't use those all the time, but these we use for applesauce, easy things for the kids. So I do like these. They're easy for me to just set in here. They're glass because they don't stack very good, so I don't want to put them in a regular cupboard because they will just get broken. So they just go right here. And they're not, again, I'm not stacking them all by themselves because I can only do what I can do, and this is the kitchen that I have, so they're going to be on a shelf like this. Just that's the way it is. I don't have a lot of storage for our large family. This is great for a smaller size family, but when you have a lot of people, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So these are the glass things that I have down here in the bottom. This is a cupboard. I like my mixer. I usually only use my mixer for holidays. Like I like my hand mixer, which is down here now, but most of the time that's what I pull out. This I was keeping in a cupboard over here. It was a pain to get out. I don't like it on my counter because I don't like things on my counter that I don't use all the time. So finally, after I cleaned this out and didn't make this my plastic cover, I'm like, this works better. So I put my big giant mixer in here because I'm able to pull it out and use it. And then It was the only thing I had in here, and I also had my ice cream maker down here, but I don't use the ice cream maker all the time, so I've since transformed the closets that I had, put shelves inside, and that's where I store that, and I'll show you that in a minute. So this is for, and so what I did here is a little mix thing that goes with it, and then I put my hand mixer right next to it. I did have my hand mixer over here, but it's so much easier to have everything that's the same together, so I did that right here. I put our waffle iron in here because in my corner cupboard, which you'll see in a few, which is over here in the corner, is where I put my appliances. And I put like my food processor, my blender, my pressure cookers, things that I use, but it's getting so full of stuff that it's like sometimes it gets stuck and it's hard to turn. A waffle iron is not something I use all the time. We do use it, but not all the time. So this was a good cupboard to put it in because it's just easy to take out. It's tall, it's big, it takes up that space. So I put those right here. Behind here, what I have is my glass pitchers. I like those. We have one big one. And then when Ashlyn had her wedding, I bought 2 smaller ones to use for brunch, and I'm like, okay, those are nice to have. So I do like having those. So those, again, are back there. I don't need them. If I had to get them, I kind of have to dig them out, but I only use them for holidays. So this cupboard's done. I didn't tell you before, this was one of the greatest things I did is I got shelf liner paper and lined all my shelves up. If you got yucky shelves, like I know mine were kind of worn inside, go get yourself some cheap. It's cheap. I think I did, I could be wrong, but I did all my drawers and cupboards, but I think I got 4. Hello, Adam. Hold on. Why don't you put those in the... So I think I bought 3 rolls of this paper. I might have bought 4, but I think it was 3. And they're like $5 a roll. You can go on Amazon and get it. I got this at Walmart. Now, I got the one with the design so that you don't see the marks and all that. If you have a solid color one, you're going to see the scratches and stuff more often. So I like this one. It's not unperfect, but it works. It covers the shelf, and they're really easy to wipe out clean. This one's already clean because there's nothing in it. So that's what I have for this cupboard right here. So let's go over these ones. All right, so this cupboard right here, this used to be my glass cupboard. And then it just got fuller and fuller and fuller, so I had to change some things up. So a lot of my glass platters I had in here. So this one is gonna be mainly for food serving things. And so on my bottom one, these are all my glass dishes over here, because I do use these. I have 2 of these, they're in the freezer, the other one. So I put those here. We just have 2 serving bowls because these work out really good. And here I have 2 of these glass bowls with lids. There's only one here, and I just stack them right on top of each other. This works good for making dinners. I like having those. If you just had to have one, just have one. We just make a lot of food. These are great, the metal ones. They're chafing pans from Sam's Club. I had big giant long ones, but when I moved here, they sold these ones. So maybe I'll get more of those. We'll see. I replaced it with one from Walmart, and I was not happy with it, but I'm trying to see if I don't need it, and I feel like I'm not needing it, so I probably won't get them anymore. These are great for lasagna because it's nice and deep. I like these glass bowls with lids. I picked them at the Goodwill. They're Pyrex, because some things I do throw in the microwave and just put a lid on it. It's really easy to steam it and do it. And I like having some serving bowls because these are the melamine kind, just for anything when we're having dinner. I do have a butter dish. I had one before my kids broke it, and this is good to have. Just to have one, like serving dish, because we do use butter on things. And so my top one here is mostly for my baking. So I have my big giant mixing bowls. This is the biggest one I have, and I have this, I got this from my Mennonite friend bought it, and I've used this forever and a day. It's humongous. I think I have a link to this one on Amazon. And then when I went to Sam's Club back in Michigan before I left 6 years ago, they sold this one. I don't know, maybe it's 20 bucks. I don't even know how big it is. It doesn't say. But this one I like. This one's wider. When I do big mixing, I like this because the sides are higher, and so things don't splatter. And then I always just had a mini small one for small stuff. Well, this year I'm finding that I was always using my plastic serving bowls. So I bought this one. This is a Crofton one at Aldi this year. And they're still wet inside because I'm going to put it away and didn't dry it. And this has a rubber bottom. These are really nice. So I do use this one. If you just need a small one and big one, that'd be great too. But the medium one has been good for me because we do have a lot of people baking and cooking in the home, and it's just one more bowl to have. And so I used to use one of these bowls, and I don't want to do that anymore. And so I have, this goes in the bottom too. This was my old set. We bought these with my original set. Walmart had melamine plates. These are the matching ones. My husband likes these ones for popcorn. I believe there's only one now because the other one was taken for some kind of oil in the garage. So those stayed on here as serving bowls because I didn't want them to take my good ones to, you know, ruin in the garage. So I left that one there for him. This is where I keep all my measuring cups. I like having, I just always had a glass 2-cup one and a glass 1-cup one. That's been good for me, but I needed like one more plastic. And I used to have a huge one, but I think it became a bathtub hair rinsing toys. So I just picked this one up. These came with my Pantry containers, and I wasn't gonna keep them, but I'm like, you know what? We could use these. So I keep them because they're nice. I might film in there one day. Do you need these? No, but I do have these because we do a lot of measuring, and that is good to have. So that was able to clean this drawer because this was really full of stuff for the longest time, and now I feel like it's a whole lot less now. And then make sure you wipe out your cupboard. Ooh, I already did this, so I wiped out my cupboard earlier. This cupboard, this needs a good cleaning. Okay, this cupboard is all messy here. This is where I keep all my appliances because it's the Lazy Susan. It works really good for all of my appliances. So I put my pressure cooker here. I have another one up here, but I'm using that tomorrow. So that goes right here on the shelf. And I realized mine is dirty, so I'm gonna wipe that off. And then I keep my blender because it's tall on the bottom. This I put out because I was gonna change the rim of my pressure cooker, like the seal, and I just put it down here. I remember to do that. So this keeps the 2 pressure cookers down here, and that pretty much, and then my, this is a, what's this called? Food processor base. I put that down here too. This allows me not to have a ton of things on my cupboard. The other thing I had down here forever is my air fryer, but Evan was doing a lot of food in the air fryer, so I stuck it over here and left that on my cupboard. It's the only appliance besides the coffee pot that I do keep out, but it's out of sight, out of mind, next to the refrigerator. So that we leave out because sometimes we put our frozen breakfast foods in it. This month, since we're doing a lot of different foods, I might put it away. I don't know. Depends on how much food Evan gets that he wants to put in the, you know, like instead of using the oven. So that's what I keep on the bottom. My top one is the top of my blender. And then look, it's empty. We have our popcorn bowl. This works really good. This is one of my viewers told me we make a lot of air popcorn, and I just did it in a air popper machine. And so, like, you know, and then it got all yucky and dirty and get broken. Someone told me about this. It's Celebree is the name. This is in my Amazon store. This is great. It's like $11. It makes the greatest popcorn ever. And so you just fill it into the bottom. You put a 1/4 cup of seeds in there, put this lid on like that with no oil, and just let it pop, and you have great microwave air popcorn. So this is in here. What else goes up here? I feel like it's so empty. It is kind of empty, which is awesome. The top to my, what's that thing called? Food processor is up here. I have my little piece for my blender because it's easier to grab it out of here. And then I have my rice strainer right here because it's right next to the stove and I can just grab it out if I need it. So this cupboard's kind of empty. Used to have like the hand mixer in, and used to have it shoved full of so much stuff, and I was always like, and everything was falling off the sides. This is pretty good now, but like I said, there's room for the air fryer in the bottom, which is nice. So that's what I keep in my corner cupboard. Good to clean out once in a while. Get back inside because there is dirt and yuck in there, and I need to do that. So I'm gonna wipe that out right now. Okay, we're moving right along. If you notice, I'm moving in a clockwise pattern around my room. That's a great way to clean, is start at like, pretend your room is a clock. I remember when I was first a mom, and my neighbor told me that. She's like, I read somewhere to read in a clock or clean in a clock pattern. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. When you walk into a room, instead of going, where do I even start, and you have no idea, you start at like your bed, and then you move around in a clockwise pattern. So I started over here, and I'm moving around. So I'm coming over this way. These up here, these are like half cupboards, and they have pieces for our sink in there. So those are already cleaned out, done with. So I don't really need to clean those out. This is underneath. It's not bad right now. I'll show you. So what I do, this is on my door here. I could take that off. I never use it. It seems like it falls off. I probably should just take it off. I'm going to, because every time I come under here, I'm like, ugh. There we go. We'll just take that off and not use it because it's something we don't. I keep our bags under here that we use because we use them for everything. The guys will come in, they're like, I need bags, so we'll give those to them. Trash bags right here. This, dishwashing crystals. I have dishwashing soap back there. And then I have a sliding stacker from Rubbermaid. This works out really good. It just pulls out. Same with the house. So I didn't have to buy it, which I would have never known about it unless it was in the house. And so very awesome. So we keep in here, these are our cleaning things, which is super simple. I remember the spoon. Here's my cleaning spoon. I'll put that down here. This is a bottle brush. All I keep is my vinegar in here. There shouldn't be this many vinegar. One of these goes in the bathroom. So see, cleaning out. I'm gonna go put this in the bathroom. I like this sprayer because it sprays longer, so this is good for the floor. I bought all these, remember, at the discount store a few months ago for hand soap. I've got 3 in here still, so those are in here. bottle brush. I keep a toothbrush for cleaning, a little tiny brush. My essential oils are all in here that we add to cleaners, things like that. I keep those all in here. There's another one. I do keep one of these magic erasers. We could use those. There is a regular sponge, but I've never used that in a long time. Here's another brush, and then my little Norwex rubber thing. This works good too. So that's like in a little container here. And in the back, I have a multi-surface cleaner. This was $1 at the discount store. I still have it. It still works good. Okay, just a second. This is empty. I'm gonna throw this away. This someone told me to buy for my pots and pans to get clean. I haven't used it since. I probably won't clean my pots and pans anymore, so I don't know what I'll do with that. I have some soap back here. I should just fill it up, and then there's dog shampoo. That's what's in here. So this cover is all good and done. I just put this on top, slide it back in, make sure it's clean and no water spilled in there, and that's that covered. It's all done. So we're gonna keep moving this way. All right. So as I'm cleaning, remember I'm taking things out. Like I took that little spray bottle, I put it up here. I know that when I'm done, I'm gonna be putting it in the bathroom. Now, if you were going through and cleaning out going, I don't need this, remember you're making a pile to throw away, ones that need to be thrown away or broken or whatever. Then I'm making a pile to donate, or maybe ones that I wanna give to somebody. I'm gonna put it in that box, remember that's out of sight, out of mind, so you don't see it, but in a month you're gonna figure out, do I need to keep this or not? So, all right, let's move on. I have no more this way because mine are all cupboards. I'm gonna do pantry separate because that's gonna be a food one. This over here for us is my pan cupboard. So this cupboard right here holds all my pans and cutting boards. It might seem like a lot to people, but for someone that does a lot of cooking, I feel like it's the basics for what I need. And so I keep all my pans in here. I like these kind of pans. I could organize it. These big giant ones I like. I have two of them, which works good for our large family. I like these kind of cookie sheets. They're air fryer ones. I bought these at Aldi. I bought 2 sets of those. So those are in there. Let's see. See, organizing is good. All my cutting boards are thrown. I have 1, 2, 3 cutting boards. So I'll put those together. I do have some of these jelly roll pans with the sides because we do use these for desserts, things like that. So I am going to keep those. Back in the day, we never kept those because we didn't need them. Sorry, they were so loud. But now that we do a lot of serving parties, things, I do keep those. I have Lauren's donut pan is right here. I have 2 humongous muffin tin pans because we use those. Here's a smaller one that I do use for yogurt. Here's the square one. I like making things in this as well. This was the pan that I bought from Walmart to replace my big giant ones, the chafing pans from Sam's Club. I don't like these. They were $5 and I'm like, okay, great. The other one I got, there was a little bit of water left in the bottom and then it rusted, so I threw it away. I'm like, nice. So this one I'm keeping until it rusts, and then I'll be throwing this one away too. So this was one of those like, I would never buy that again. I will definitely rather buy the ones from Sam's Club. So I have my wooden cutting board and my plastic ones. So this is what I keep down. I used to keep my cutting boards under my sink. It was just easier to slide it next to the sink, but I have this tall cupboard now and plenty of room. Before I used to have a skinny one. So all these tall pans were good right here. I used to keep my muffin pans in this other cupboard, and I'm like, you know what? They're good all right here because these are the ones that we use all the time. They're easy to pull out and use. Up here on top is my extras. This shelf probably would be empty because I don't really have anything to go into it. But it's tall enough so my pans don't touch, so I just leave it. This is where I keep some of my like silverware. There's a few bathroom cups, which I'm gonna take, the girls want this. I have my roll of parchment paper. I have clothespins back here. That's where the clothespins are. See, my door has those too. I wonder where they all are. Okay, so see, found these, and then I have another wax paper sheets in here. So this, it's one of those like wasted spaces. There's really not a whole lot to put in here, but it does. That's where it's one of those wasted spaces, but it works for what we have. There's nothing else that would go up here. I could only fit like 1 pan up here because it's too tall, so that works good for us. So this I'm gonna put over here because these are gonna go down to the girls in the basement. All right, now we're gonna move along. We're going over this way. We're going to this cupboard. Oh, actually this cupboard. We're going to this cupboard first. Okay, this has become our water bottle cupboard. Now, You can only have one water bottle per person. That's fine. But what I found is that we use a different kind for the summer than we do for the winter. When I do upgrade and get ones, the kids get them yucky, I'm like, you know what? These are nice water bottles. I don't want to throw them away. We used to just have one per child. That was fine, but sometimes when you have the space, you just have a little bit more. So these things were out of control everywhere. I don't know how or why, but you couldn't just keep them in the refrigerator cold. Every day was fill up water bottle day. And I'm like, you know what? They're old enough to get their own water bottles. So I can have a dedicated cupboard now to water bottles because it's kind of an empty cupboard. So what I did, I was putting in my pantry and just stacking them in there. It's taking up pantry space. So I just took a basket, and then what I do is all the lids go in here. All the lids, my little straws. Remember, I wasn't sure to put those go in there. These are coffee cups. These are my husband's. We took most of them to the shop, but these ones are in here, so I told him this is where they're at. So his cups are there. These are all the lids. So when they get washed, they just go in here. On the bottom is all the water bottles. Just a variety of kinds because we have all different kinds. These are nice. They like these right now, but some of them like the metal ones to keep their water cold. I like smoothie ones because I like to do my shakes. Those are good to have too. Then I have Greg's, these ones. I have Greg's big water back there. I have my new coffee cups back there. So this has become now the water bottle cupboard. It works good for us because we have a lot of them. So I like to have extra because when Ashton and Paul come, they need a water bottle. It's just good to have my water bottle. So I don't mind having water bottle cupboard. So that's that one. This one over here is, again, one of those corner cupboards that are wasted. So it's things I don't like to have to get to because it's in the corner, out of the way. I was storing my mixer over here. It was so hard to get out. I was putting food in here and just shoving it. So now it's a pretty bare cupboard. So what I'm doing in here, look, I have an empty shelf. I put all my bread pans on here. This was in my corner twisty cupboard, but I don't make bread that much anymore, so I put that in here. This I put in here. This I use once a year at holidays. I put my glass cake dome, which is over there, full of cupcakes. Those go right here. This is not supposed to be in the middle. I'll move this. Someone didn't put this one away. I put my big giant plastic containers in here, which I'm missing one. Where's that at? Oh, I know. This one, it's in the freezer holding the Pelican ice cups. They don't fall over. So these are huge containers that take up a lot of space, but I do like them. So I put those in here, which works out really good. I have a few pans right here. I have a springform pan, a couple pie pans, one of those for angel food cake. These ones I kept because I do like mini muffins once in a great while. Not all the time, so I did keep those. And these are all my pizza pans. And we don't use those all the time, so they're in here as well. I'm gonna put this down here. So this is just a serving platter. This is an empty cupboard, but that's good because there's always something I find and I can stick it in here when I get other. Like if I just have, it's one of those odd shaped cupboards. So, you know, like you had like a veggie serving tray or big giant plastic divider plates or whatever. It's kind of like this would be a great cupboard for that. So I did weed out some, get rid of some that were yucky because I have others, but that's all I keep in here. So this cupboard is good and done. I'm just gonna wipe it out. Okay, so that is all my cupboards on the bottom. I'm looking around, I have no more, I didn't miss any more. All right, so that took me about a half hour. So now I do what I did, like that corner cupboard was the catch-all for everything. But I'm able to, now that we have our garage back, I was able to move stuff that I had in the hallway closet and put it down the garage for storage. So in my hallway closet, I am storing right now my roaster because I use that once a year. I didn't want to get rid of it. So the electric roaster's there. My ice cream maker, because we don't make ice cream in the middle of the winter, but if I want to, it's in there. My food dehydrator is in there because that was the thing that we used. I put it in my husband's closet. I didn't want to keep it in the garage, so I put it in that hallway closet. That's in there. I got a humongous pot from one of my viewers. That's in there. It's just things that I don't use all the time, but they're things that I'm like, okay, I would like to get, you know, my ice cream maker out, but it's all the way in the, wherever it's in that closet, I can just go get it out. So that works out really good. So that's why I like to be able to store that kind of stuff that way. If I didn't have the storage, would I have ice cream maker? No. Would I have a big giant roaster? No. Would I have a food dehydrator? No, because there would be no room for it. So I would not be keeping those big giant things if there was no room. But this home, I can store some things, so that's the only reason I have some extra stuff. So, all right, so then all I have to put away, because mine was easy, you know why? Because I cleaned mine out after Christmas. I like did all my organizing in my cupboards right after Christmas. That's why I'm not even, like I have Christmas platters over there. I took all those and put them in that closet. So that closet, I'll probably go to that when I show you the food, or maybe when I do closets, even though it's got food and kitchen stuff in it, just because It's the storage we have, and when you do what you can do. You don't worry about saying, husband, build me a big giant storage closet. Husband, build me a pantry. It's like you do what you can. That was a closet. I was able to have some shelves built into it, and it works. It's off the hallway. We don't use it for anything else. So it's got the clothes hamper in it, bathroom towels, food, and foods, like kitchen appliance stuff, but bare stuff I don't use. So we'll get to that eventually. So I'm just going through the way I have it. So now all I have left is cups. This is gonna go downstairs for the girls. My spray bottle of vinegar, because I've been looking for them, like, why is it missing? I put one in each bathroom, so now I'll have it back in my bathroom. And then I'm gonna put my ring on my new pressure cooker, because the other one is getting kind of yucky, and I'm like, I feel like I need to put a new one on, so I'm going to. So my kitchen, bottom half is clean. It took me not that long, probably, I reset my things, so it's probably been half hour, 45 minutes. Not a lot of time to go through it. You're gonna might have a little bit more time, but your goal this week, you got a whole week. By the time you watch this video, maybe by the time you were done, you were finished. You're gonna work on doing the lower half of cabinets in your kitchen, and that's it. Don't worry about anything else. If you're behind, don't worry about catching up. Just go watch the old video of cleaning out the drawers, and then start with that of the week. And then when you're done with that for the week, start with this week's video. And then even though you're behind, it's okay, you don't have to catch up, because there might be one eventually that you skip, so then you will be caught up. So, all right, we're cleaning this house, we're claiming back territory, we're taking back our homes and making it a peaceful haven, a place where you enjoy being, not cluttered, just a good, relaxing place to be. I showed you what things you don't need, the things that you have. My appliances, I did show appliances. Let me share with you appliances. I think you should have, okay, hand mixer is something you need. Do you have to have a pressure cooker? Yes, pressure cooker or a slow cooker. I feel like if you can't, then don't worry about it. One of those two devices is a great thing. I like my pressure cooker because it can act as a slow cooker, so that's why I got rid of my slow cooker. You need what you don't need. You could benefit from one of those. Food processor, I like chopping things up, so I do like having food processor. That was one, when I didn't have any money to get anything, someone gave me one, and I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, and I used it all the time because I hate chopping up things, and so I like my food processor. If you like snacks that are healthy and easy, the air popcorn thing, that's a great thing to have. The waffle iron, don't need that. You can just make pancakes. Big giant mixer, don't need that because you can just mix it by hand. And a blender. We didn't have a blender for a long time. I didn't have one for years. And then when we did get one, I'm like, wow, I don't know how we got along without a blender. So I just mixed things up I just used the food processor and just did it in smaller amounts. And we just didn't do a whole lot of smoothies. We just did like half ones or whatever. That was something we did. If you didn't have a lot of money, buy the food processor, and then you can kind of just do half amounts so it doesn't squirt out the edges. I don't have a toaster. I do have an air fryer, but do I need an air fryer? Oh no, you don't need an air fryer. The air fryer is nice if you don't like to turn on your oven. If you just have a few people, I would get an air fryer to help replace your oven and your microwave and your toaster. That will replace all of it and use way less energy. I don't have a toaster. Lauren has a toaster. You'll see that when I clean my upper cupboards, but we use it once in a great while, and we joke, we're like, can we use your toaster, Lauren? But I could just toast in the oven, toast in a pan, or toast in the air fryer. So we just don't do a lot of toast. Those are the, I have a coffee pot because I like coffee. Is that it? That's it that's for appliances. That's the only ones I have. Yes, I'm thinking out loud. I don't have anything more. So very basics. You don't need a whole lot to start your kitchen. You get real cheap, small stuff, and you'll see what you don't use. I just find that if I never used it, get rid of it. So, but I share it with what I have now. And the reason why I have them now, why do I have 2 pressure cookers? Because I do a lot of YouTube videos and I have a lot of kids to feed. And there's great things to make. I did an air fryer because I did a review. I wouldn't buy one myself, but my son Evan loves making things in the oven, and so instead of turning the oven on, this has been a great investment to be able to have instead. So, all right, so this week, what's your challenge? Clean out your lower kitchen cabinets. Yes, you're gonna clean them out. Maybe you have some food you have to go through. I'll be going through my food ones next week, but it just depends on how your kitchen is laid out. So, you guys get to work. You ready? Yes, let's get to work and get our homes back. Make them all nice and organized, so it'll be a nice, peaceful place that you'll enjoy spending time in. All right, so week 2, you're doing it. 2 weeks in, let's keep going, people. All right, so you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Figure out a time this week to go get those cabinets organized, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow with another video. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.